Hey guys, Maniac here with GameAccess.net, and I want to thank everybody that's participated in the Metroid Prime 3 run that I was doing this month in honor of the 25th anniversary of Metroid's release for the original NES. I just completed Metroid Prime 3 last night, as I'm sure anybody who visited my site or checked my Twitter feed could tell. Really excited that I was able to beat it. I'm really excited to follow through with what I promised you guys I was going to do. I really like the game trilogy a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm really sad I missed out on it for as long as I did. But you know what? I rectified it, and I'm happy I was able to beat it. I really am. It's a really good game series, and if anybody actually hasn't played it and you've got a Wii, I recommend checking out that Metroid Prime Trilogy box set if you can. It's probably hard to find right now because it is out of print. It was released back in '09. But if you can find a copy of it, it's a really good collector's edition that I recommend to anybody, any Wii owners that are a fan of Metroid. It's really good. It's a lot of fun. So that's my comments on it originally. I also want to thank everybody that visited the site, visited the Twitter feed, visited the YouTube account. While I was posting up content, screenshots, videos, I was posting constant updates on Twitter. So I wanted to do this video as kind of like a big denouement about what I felt about the game, what I felt about the game series, and what I felt about this thing I've been doing. Well, I don't know if I'm going to do any special events like this again, because it was actually pretty time consuming. It took me a month to beat all 3 of the games. I know I have promised some stuff in the past to you guys that I haven't followed through with. Particularly, I remember I said I was going to do like a Dragon's Lair run at the Fun Spot. Unfortunately, my ability to do that was taken away because the unknown cameraman had to bail on me because of that. It's not his fault. It just basically the finances weren't there when we were going to go, and in all honesty, the finances weren't there on my end either. So. We couldn't make it happen. E3 came up, and I just went to E3 instead. So I still might do that, but that's going to be tough. You know, I still might do it though, but it's not something that I'll be doing immediately. The other things I wanted to talk about were, well, what were my favorite parts? What were my favorite boss fights? What was my favorite game? What was my favorite story? My favorite story was either the first game or the third game. I really liked the story of the first game being as slow and methodical as it was. It had a good pacing to it, especially with the scan stuff. I'm a scan junkie, as you know. I wanted to 100% all the games, including all the scans. And because of that, I really learned a lot, and they hit a lot of tidbits about the world. I also really liked the environments of the first game. I really did. The third game's also had a really good story, and I like the fact that they changed up the pacing by constantly changing the planets that you were on and the environments that you were in. Because of that, and because they kept switching it up, I thought Metroid Prime 3 was actually the most fast-paced out of all the other Prime games. And these are Prime games where, you know, let's face it, these are 15-hour games. They have a tendency to drag after a while. I remember particularly Metroid Prime 2 was dragging very much in the middle part of it. That's nothing against Metroid Prime 2, but it was just, you know, it was starting to drag after a while. Getting through it was tough. And I had to be taking constant breaks. Anybody who knows the Twitter feed I was posting up every time I had a break, every time I got something, every time I came back. So those were like my favorite parts of it. If I had to give an edge to one or the other, I think I might have liked Metroid Prime 3's gameplay the best, but I definitely like Metroid Prime's probably environments the best, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's just something classic about the art style in the first game. It was really good. I felt Metroid Prime 2's was kind of generic with the art style. That is to say, that was only early on. Later on in later environments, especially with the Dark World, I liked the aesthetic a lot. It still, I didn't think wasn't as good as the first or third game. But once you got to the Dark World, it actually really did work pretty well. As for later on, especially for early on, I did not like the environments at all. Those canyons at the very beginning, I just didn't like them. I thought they felt very generic. I thought, you know, I've seen this kind of thing before. I've seen this kind of art style before. I've seen this kind of aesthetic before. I'm just not interested. You know, it's just not interesting visually. Gameplay, you know, or gameplay-wise for that matter. It wasn't fun until later we got to the Dark World segments. Then I had some interesting gameplay I liked a lot. I did like some other things about particularly with the trilogy itself, the trilogy's setup. I did like the unlock system. I did like all the unlockable content with the credits, and I did like how you got the credits. I like that credits between Metroid Prime 1 and 2 were interchangeable, particularly with key items and stuff like that, and scans. You can use those to kind of unlock soundtracks and stuff like that. I like that. That was good. I also like that you could accumulate stuff to unlock the concept art. I like that they ported over the concept art and the concept art abilities from the first two games to the new one. I like that. That was very good. I like that they ported over the multiplayer, although I don't have anybody to play it with. It's not an online multiplayer, it's local only, so I like that it was intact, though. Another thing I liked was, I liked that they kept all the unlock abilities. I like that they ported the unlock ability for Metroid Fusion's suit for Metroid Prime 1. I like that they updated that so you didn't have to have a Game Boy Advance with a copy of Fusion in order to unlock that content. That was very appreciated because, let's face it, Game Boy Advance has been outmoded. Finding a copy of Fusion, even back when Metroid Prime was out, was very difficult for me. So, I never had a Game Boy Advance, so I wouldn't be able to unlock it anyway. So I like that they updated that. My favorite parts about other stuff, I like the spacecraft. I like that the suits, I like the aesthetic of all the different suits that Samus acquired over the games. I thought this was something Metroid Other M really didn't do. You only really saw, even though you had the suits in Other M, and suits could be unlocked and stuff like that, they all pretty much looked the same, I thought. I thought the art style for the Metroid games, for the Metroid Prime games, for the different suits, they were really awesome. And I like that in Metroid Prime Trilogy, as you loaded your save file, the effect of Samus, blasting her beam, the suit she was wearing changed with whatever part of the game you were at, the suit that you had. I like that little tidbit the developers put in, and that was a really cool choice, I thought. My favorite suits were probably Metroid Prime 3 suits. I really liked Metroid Prime suits a lot. I thought the color scheme was very cool. I even liked some of Metroid Prime 2 suits, particularly the latter suits, like the dark suit and the light suit I liked a lot. I do think that they didn't have enough costume changes in Metroid Prime 3. And in some parts of Metroid Prime 2, I like the fact that they kind of had like a pretty even distribution of suits and the suit aesthetics changing as Metroid Prime continued. So maybe you could say because of that, I thought because of this diversity of suits, Metroid Prime suits changed the most. I like that a lot. But I like the look of Metroid Prime 3 suits. I like the later look of Metroid Prime 2 suits, so I'm kind of up in arms about that. I'm kind of like, I don't know. It was kind of disappointing that Metroid Other M suits never changed, but then again, the reviewers who like the game will say, well, she's not in an opportunity to change it. It's not like it's a Chozo ship or something. But, as well as she turns this on, it changes something, it would have been cool. I would have liked it. So that's my feelings about it. The final thing I want to talk about is the friend voucher system. Very much like Xbox Live Achievements or PlayStation Trophies, you can get friend vouchers in this game. And you do it by accumulating very specific objectives. Most of the time, they're pretty easy to get, particularly the 1,000 kill. Every 100 kills up to 1,000 kills, you can pretty much farm those on different things. But they don't actually earn you the credits; they earn whoever you send the credits. And for people that don't have friends or don't have friends that are willing to give you their Xbox, their Wii friend codes, or don't remember their Wii friend codes, how do you, or don't have copies of the game at all? Well, who am I supposed to send credits to, and who am I going to expect to send credits back to me? I did solve the problem for my run-through. I did bring my copies of the games over to Disc Reader's house, because Disc Reader has a Wii, if you've seen his Wii video. I basically played over there, accumulated some friend credits, and sent them back to my place. That's what we had to do. There was like no other way. He didn't have any copies of Metroid Prime, and because the games are out of print now, there was really no other way to get them. I would have been willing to send them, exchange ones with people online, but all the boards that I saw all had posts like back from 2009 and stuff. Obviously, those posts were still probably no longer, they probably given their vouchers away or were no longer playing the game. So I didn't want to do that to anybody. But as a thank you to everybody that followed this series, as a thank you to anybody visiting my site, I am holding a special promo now, and it is going on. I've already given friend vouchers away. I will be giving away friend vouchers, which can be exchanged for free green credits to anybody who visits my website. You can find the information and the site information right on the bottom of your screen under the blurb about the video. You can find all that information there about where you have to go and what you have to do in order to get some green credits. For people who are playing the game right now or have played the game and never got any green credits because they couldn't get any, I'm giving them away for free. You don't have to send me anything at all. Just visit my site, check it out, give me your friend code, register mine, which I have posted on my site, and I'll give you a friend voucher good for a redeemable green credit. So that's a big thank you to everybody. It was a good run. I'm glad I did it for my site. In retrospect, I probably won't do something like this again for a while, particularly because, as you guys noticed throughout some of it, it was really tough for me to be able to post up content. The site actually did not have a lot of content on it for at least this past month, probably even longer, the end of last month, because all my free time was in finishing these games and posting on a Twitter feed. So in retrospect, I might not do something like that because I do want to diversify what I'm working at. That haven't been said. Now that it's all over, you can find plenty of diversified content on my site now, as well as an article I wrote today, and you're welcome to read it. So thank you for watching, and thank you for participating on the site. This is Maniac with GameAccess.net. And once again, happy birthday, Samus Aran. Yes, I know you're a girl. Take care, guys. Over and out.